Hi there, I'm Stephanie Marshall and I'm here with Mike Betson, and we are excited to share with you a rare look inside Maui's top-rated dojo, Ohana Martial Arts.
You know, it seems like there's always been a certain aura around the martial arts world, you know, dating back to the 60s even, with icons like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and even Elvis Presley. And more recently would be Karate Kid and the Cobra Kai show on Netflix, yeah?
Yeah, well, we recently paid a visit to Ohana Martial Arts in Kahului. And this nonchalant dojo has trained a lot of champions, some who have gone on to win state and national titles.
And there's a lot of others who've won back their self-confidence, self-control, and in some cases, their lives.
Well, okay then, what are we waiting for? Let's go take a look at that visit.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So we are here at Ohana Martial Arts School with Master Instructor Paul Main and Sensei Anita Main, who are also the co-owners as well as the Heart and Soul. And thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
We have been so impressed as students here at the dojo that we wanted to come in and have a conversation with you so everyone can hear about the amazing things that you do in your world.
Thank you.
What are the different martial art styles that you teach?
So the main main background is Taekwondo, but also karate, sport karate, grappling. We do Wing Chun, and we do a screamer. So we also do the stick fighting. So we have 5 styles that we teach.
And then what age groups are your lessons geared towards?
All ages. So traditional way of training martial arts is that you have everyone come at the same time, and then they can train at the same time. They can pick their times. We have a couple of beginner classes every day, and then we have advanced classes. So they can all be on the mat, and then we separate groups. So we'll have the adult group, the teenage group, the youth group, and the small ones group. Right?
What drives you to do what you do? What motivates you? What's your big why?
I love teaching. I love giving people knowledge and experience that they can use to make their lives better. We obviously love working with children, and then we love making people feel empowered.
But once they know that you care about them, that changes everything.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
So tell me, what was it like way back in the day when you first started your dojo?
Before I met him,
So back in those days, I was already teaching in New Zealand, and when I came over here, there wasn't a high level of Taekwondo, and so but there was a very strong karate base in the islands, and so I started training with a lot of the karate fighters, and a lot of them had come from Chuck Norris's West Coast sparring team. And so I worked out with them, and I really liked their style. And I always wanted to put more hands in our style, because Taekwondo is great for kicks, but it's at a distance. And I wanted to get closer with the fighting. So it was just natural to open up that school in 2003.
What do you think the students have asked would say they love the most about Ohana Martial Arts?
Everyone comes in for different reasons. So, but I would say the number one thing, and I think you guys have mentioned a few times as well, is the the accepting atmosphere in here.
The thing that I love about Ohana martial arts is because it feels like home. Everybody here is so nice to each other. Master Main and Sensei Anita, they feel like my second parents, to be honest.
What I mostly love is just it's a family gathering.
Everything that makes up a family: discipline, communication, respect.
Yeah, Ohana Martial Arts is the best. They are so supportive. They encourage you every step of the way. The senior belts are right there.
I like their positive and I like the stick fighting.
I can train with my kids at the same time in the same room and watch them and learn with them. Sort of like insurance for when they get bigger, that they can protect themselves. What do you love the most?
That we don't crawl around or anything like that. Martial arts that has respect and that we have a very nice master.
And I like that the main core value here that is highly praised is respect, having respect for others and having respect for yourself and the dojo.
My son is very sensitive to change, and he doesn't like being the focus of attention, and Master Main picked up on that. And after my son was here only a few months, Master Main had called him up to demonstrate a skill in front of the entire class that day. And then he did it 2 days later again. What that did for him and his confidence.
What I love about Ohana Martial Arts is it's a family. We're from abroad and we live over here, although we don't have our family here. And this is our family in Maui. And the challenge, learning something new, that's what keeps us coming back. And the coaching, the lessons, the things we learn, it's just going to be things which help us in the future.
Everybody's so encouraging. When I first came, I was super nervous, wondering what they were going to think of me. I can't really kick and I'm not very stretchy, but everybody was super encouraging. Nobody at all ever laughed at you. They just help you along. I also had to protect myself recently. I got attacked when I got out of my car, and instantly the training kicked in and I was fine. I managed to block and the guy ran off. So
You just gotta be in here to feel it. That's basically what it is.
I get a lot of calls from the parents.
Yeah.
When they call and inquire about the class, I ask them, why do you want to put your child into martial arts? And the first answer for the two answers they'll give me. First is discipline, second is bullying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I
big
tell
one.
them right away, I said, you want to bring your child in over here for discipline and bullying and everything.
Self-defense.
And self-defense.
First thing we always teach, especially, everyone, is to have good manners,
Yes.
have good respect, and have a good attitude. So self-defense starts right there. If you use it every day, it's the way you are as a person. If you're kind and compassionate and caring and respectful and have honor and treat everyone how you'd want to be treated, that's self-defense right there. If that doesn't work, and then especially we're talking about bullying, we teach the students to be confident enough to say stop. And if they say, why should I? Because I don't like it. You've got to be able to verbalize this. I do not like it. Then if they don't stop, you got to be prepared to stop them.
Yes.
And so, we have, I think last year, we had maybe about 5 or 6 of our students attacked in the schools. And they're physically attacked.
Yes.
Each time it happened, the parent or the student would come and tell us, and there was no other way they could stop this person. Each time the bully got sat on the back of his pants. Everything's about maturity. We're not going to show a little 6-year-old how to do poke in the eyes or hit the throat, because they don't have the maturity to understand that you're really going to hurt that other kid.
True.
So we teach them more about the blocking, how to protect themselves, a little bit of grappling, how to get someone off you on the ground, how to trap someone's arms, how to do locks, how to get out of things.
Well, on that note, do you have to tailor your lessons for your more mature students?
He's gonna take over. I go with the kids are like, mine is on that side, Master Min is this corner. So he will answer that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. Okay, so on the wall doing your kicks,
Yes, sir.
front kicks and turning kicks, side kicks, have you got better?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, way
Yes.
better.
I have gotten
so
better. And I've gotten
it's
more
a
confident.
process. It's a progression, and you know, as long as you're willing to try and do your best, you're going to get awesome results.
Well, when I said more mature students, I wasn't talking about myself.
Yeah, we know where that's going.
Yeah. No, we weren't meaning that either.
Yeah.
We take teams to huge competitions. We got some guys who are ranked number 1 in the USA right now. And they go, and you know what the most special thing to me is they go and they win these big tournaments and they're number 1 ranked in the whole USA. And they're the most humble and respectful. So the other coaches always come up to me and say, to Sensei Anita and I, and say, your kids are the most respectful, or even our adults are the most respectful here. But they're the most awesome fighters and martial artists, but they're so respectful. And that makes us feel good.
What if you discovered that one of your students was using martial arts to assault another kid at school or elsewhere? How would you handle that?
We had talked to the students when they are in class, and we had told them, you can only use it if you have to, but if you are using it for no reason at all, and say example, if you are wearing a orange belt, green belt, I don't care what belt you are wearing, except for white or yellow belt, I'm going to put a white belt on you. You go back to your training, you're gonna start over.
I love that.
So there are so many trophies on the wall. Tell us about the 1 or 2 that are the most meaningful.
Well, we've got, we always keep Shannon up there, and we got her gloves over there. She's got a trophy over the front that was from the Youth Grand Nationals in Hawaii, and she won that, so we're very proud of that. And then, probably, out of mine, I'm most proud of like Hall of Fame. The USA Karate Hall of Fame. So,
what does that mean, Hall of Fame? Does that mean through the tournament you got indoctrinated?
Yeah, because I was doing the tournament fighting, and I think I won like about, I'm not sure, I've never added them up, maybe about 7 to 10 USA titles. I think I had 7 trophies there for first place, and then I got some other ones as well for like Hawaiian Championships and Fistler Kings, and so I won a lot of tournaments, but I got the Hall of Fame for being a top competitor. But also that, to me, I would rather be a top coach than a top competitor. I'm originally from New Zealand and came here in 1991, wanted to surf and train and go in some tournaments and ended up liking it so much that I stayed. Yeah.
When I first came, I had no families. I had no one. So if something happens, I didn't know where to turn. Mm-hmm. And I went through a lot with my girls and my ex and everyone, but I was fortunate enough to find a school over here and met him.
Anita at Kie School.
I knew him from Kie Elementary
so I was
School, but it was
teaching
just
there.
like I ignored him.
Yeah, so-
It was a substitute
It was like
teacher.
that song,
It's
Hot
a-
Teacher.
Okay. And as a reason I joined martial arts, because I had no confidence, I had nothing, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to end my life. Looking at my kids and everything, a lot of friends said, no, do this. And I started doing it. It wasn't easy for me when I first started. He was my teacher, he taught me. Once I started doing it, that's when I'm like, okay, I can do this one. And now I have a lot of confidence, and I'm very proud of myself from where I started to where I am right now. Also, as us adults, as we age, we go, oh, I don't think I can do this one. I'm still telling him, I don't think I can do that. Our thing, Mike, you are training with us now, Stephanie, you are training with us. For us all, as we age, we look at these teenagers in there doing the kicking, and we look at them like, so we kind of feel like, oh, I can't kick like that.
I used to be able to.
Well,
I used
when
to.
They hear us say, no, they can kick so good, and the littlest ones are saying to me, it's not hard. You just have to practice.
So we push it.
I'm just more efficient now. Instead of kicking high, I just kick to the knee.
So, what's your favorite way to spend personal time?
Beating each other up.
Grappling.
So, other than marrying Sensei Anita, what has been some of your highest highs?
Because that is the Oscar. We're protecting you.
I think, our achievements of our children, because when it all comes down to it, it's all about family. And then got a son down in Australia, and he's got a beautiful little baby that we haven't been able to see because of the COVID.
Cookie been through a lot. When she was 18, she had scoliosis, really bad scoliosis. What kept her going was the training. And the doctor said the best thing for scoliosis to keep you going is training. At 18 years old, she had a 14-hour surgery at Shriners. So she has 2 metal rods from here to down here with 22 screws on her back. With a 14-hour surgery. Not only that, she bounced back. I was with her. He was running the school. That was the hardest time of our lives. He raised Cookie when she was since 7 years old. Cookie tells everyone, that's my dad.
She's such a good helper here at the school, and
You can never tell,
and you could never tell. And she's such a good martial artist. She won so many Hawaiian titles and world titles and forms and
sparring,
and she's all the other lane leaders and that really look up to her.
Who from your childhood, think back, had the biggest impact on you, and what did that person teach you?
I'd have to say my dad, because he was a rugby coach, and in New Zealand when you're 5 years old, your dad and your uncles take you down to the local rugby park, and my dad was coach, and so my first rugby team, I was on my dad's team. And, it was all about, because you're the coach's son, I felt like I got pushed the hardest, and he was on me if I missed a tackle or something. But he was very encouraging, but he expected me to be good. And so that really motivated me to try my best, set an example to the other guys. And later on, I got to be team captains in different teams as captain and things like that. So being a leader was very it was a position of trust from the team and your coach, and from an early age, I wanted to set an example as a leader. Yeah, my dad helped me with that.
So during class, there's a formality. Where first we face the class, then we face the senior leaders, and then we pay respect to you, Master Main. And then we always face Shannon.
Right.
What can you tell us about Shannon and her legacy?
Well, you know, we lost Shannon in 2008, and she had a brain aneurysm, and we just got married, and it was right after that.
She was 14 and she was very athletic.
Right.
We took her everywhere for competitions everywhere, and she was a Hawaiian champion. Actually, our kids, both Cookie and Shannon, brought us together. We were planning to get married, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to get married right now, so we're going to get it later on. And Shannon goes, no, Mom, you need to get married now. When I look back, she'll tell me stuff I wish I knew. And we're busy getting prepared for wedding and everything. She told me day before. And I remember that I was coming down, we have two-story house, we were coming down, she was in the kitchen making breakfast, and she said, Mom. I go, yeah. Shannon, what are you doing? She goes, oh, making some breakfast. I said, oh, okay. And she goes, Mom, you watch. Right after your wedding, 4 days later, I'm going to die. Oh, I wish I knew. She told me, and she knew. So I go, Shannon, don't say that, then I'm not getting married. She goes, no, Mom, you're fine. I'm just joking and stuff. And right after we got married, day after, she had a stroke. And we didn't know what stroke was or anything at all. She's only 14, she can't have a stroke. So right there, and we tried to do everything. And finally the doctor said, no, medevac to Oahu, Kapiolani. I was with her 4 days, and exactly what she said, that 4 days. And that 4 days was the hardest day, and I can picturize everything I've been through. We left the school. We had a good friend of ours, was Tony and Karen, took care of Cookie and Sergio. We left Cookie behind with the friends. He came in with me, and we were there 24/7 in the hospital. Talked to her and everything, and she passed in front of us. And that was the hardest thing for us to go through everything.
We keep her with us every day. You know, because you never forget.
No.
You just learn to live with it. And so we keep Shannon with us every day, and we bow over there because Shannon's watching us. Shannon's here with us in the school. So
she helped so many little kids, because she was a teacher too, and like Cookie too. Me, Cookie and Shannon, we were always with the little kids. So she influenced a lot of kids. She helped out a lot of students when she was over here. And when these old students, they come and they go, oh my God, you still have that Shannon, I can see that. And they never forgot, they have never forgotten her.
How do you want the world to remember Paul and Anita Main?
I would say our legacy is to produce, what we're teaching here is for life, So it's not just how to win a tournament or how to be a better fighter. is how to be a better person in the community.
Yes.
What's next for you two?
I'm going to sit in a stall over in the corner there and be like Ip Man or something and just
With a
sit
rocker.
there and just do this, do that, okay, and then, okay, I'm going to go and get my lunch now, I'll come back later. I guess, the good thing about this is that you can do it into your old age. As long as we've got good younger ones around us who've got the passion for it, we'll keep it going.
Well, mahalo, Master Ming.
Thank
Thank you. It's our pleasure, Stephanie and Mike.
Great, yeah, getting to know you and getting to know your business. And, I also,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I especially want to thank you on behalf of all the Maui families that you help, because you have made such a huge difference. You really have. And we can watch and see, being proactive, what's going to happen to this kid in 3 years who sticks with it.
Right.
You've made a difference.
That makes a difference.
Just don't go making a big difference at next class and go extra hard on it.
That'll be 50 kicks. Text it.